Good morning, everybody. I'm Ann Rossley. I'm here with Kyle Harvey, and today we're going to talk real estate. Good morning, Kyle. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you. It's nice. Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Yes. Happy day. It's a big week. We've got that. We've got an inauguration. Cheers to the United States of America.
Cheers.
So everybody, today we're talking about new construction and how you can best buy new construction here in Chicago, although it also does apply to other places in the country. Before we get started with that, I am going to share just a couple of quick things about the real estate market. So, do you see my screen?
I do, but let's get rid of our overlay of name. Perfect.
One of these days, I'll remember to do that without prompting. Okay, I'm just showing a couple quick things here today because things generally aren't different than the last 2 weeks where I talked about the market. This is showing you in our marketplace, not in the greater Chicago area, but the lakefront communities where Kyle and I primarily do our work, the dollar volume of sales. And this is a 12-month number. As you can see, we've done a little bit less and a little bit less in volume each year. And bear with me because I'm looking at the wrong screen here. There we go. And that's because the number of sales has declined. So you can see in 2018, it was 14,000. In 2019, we were 5% down. But actually, if you look at 2020, Kyle, check it out. We're not that much lower given the fact that we had a COVID situation.
A COVID situation, unrest, etc. But for all of that, this would have been a banner year. I was really ready for 2020 to knock it out of the ballpark, and considering everything, it did.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, and we've talked about this a little bit before, look at our median sales price. It went from $395 to $394.5. So we were kind of rock steady. And now we've really gone up in price. So I think that's great news for people in Chicago.
That's very positive.
I'm now going to share one other thing with you. And this is what's happened. I found a way to check out what's happening since the beginning of the year. And that is this little pie chart.
Oh, yeah.
So this is from my hot sheet on the MLS. And I did the last 18 days in the market area. And look at the number of new listings that have come on. If you remember when we were doing our charts before, we showed that, we could have 5,000 active listings as a high. Well, we've had 1,620 new properties put on the market in the last 18 days. That's incredible. 710 have gone under contract, which is pretty good considering that's, the first week was almost lost because people were just, getting over their hangovers. So, in my mind, I think we're off to a pretty darn good start here.
I do too. And it's interesting. It reflects a conversation I had with one of my clients that let's get on the market now. This is not a normal year. This is very much a year that's unassociated with the calendar. Normally, the spring market is the market and everyone gets geared up for spring. This year, because we are so unmoored from a calendar of normal events and normal activities, I believe that the market is going to get really hot in January and February. And I know this because I'm seeing it on the private networks. I'm seeing it through chat. I'm seeing it through talking to brokers. They have buyers. And their buyers are looking for properties, and there's just not enough currently on the market. So this is very positive. It doesn't mean that people can price things aspirationally. The properties that are going to move to contract are the ones that are priced to sell, not the ones that are priced to negotiate, because that turns off even these buyers who are really desperate to find a place.
Right. I think we're going to have a very good year this year. All right. So as people are thinking about properties to buy, new construction is always an opportunity. And we want to give our viewers tips on how they can best maximize those opportunities. So today we're going to talk about new construction in Chicago.
And this dovetails with what we were talking about the last couple of shows, which was first we talked about how new construction does 10 years on, because one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is how much can you expect to get when you resell from new construction, and some of the big new properties that are about to come on the market from the big developments. We talked about that last week. So now we're talking about what you as a buyer might be thinking about in buying new construction.
Exactly right. So we're going to talk about this. I'll start it off. First thing is this. Buyers, you see new construction, you see a sign, you see an open house, and you think, I'm going to go check it out. So you walk in, you sign in. Stop. You don't want to walk in without your agent. And I'll tell you why. Oftentimes these developers will say, if you're represented by an agent, you need to come with them the first time. And the reason you want to do that, of course, is you want to be represented. But that's a caveat, and we'll talk more about that as we go.
You need to have so the reason we say come with an agent is buying new construction is even tougher, and we'll talk about that in a minute, than buying an existing property that already, we call that a resale property, because you have a different contract. There are many more issues with what the developer is doing. Somebody hasn't lived in the property before. There are myriad issues that we're going to go into as we go through, but you want somebody who is on your side. The builder wants to sell it to you. You need somebody who's helping you think through and get it done.
Exactly right. And one of the things that we can do in helping you go through the new construction process is help put the property in context with other properties that are on the market and help you determine the value of it. You'll walk in and they'll say, this is the price, this is it. And then they'll say, well, we're charging $1,000 more for the unit above because it's a little bit better view. And they'll say some things so that you think that they're justifying the price, but you really need to justify it outside of that building itself. And we can help you with that market analysis.
And one of the things that people think, maybe I shouldn't bring an agent or I shouldn't bring somebody on my side is, I'll get a better price. I'll either put off the builder. I don't want to make the builder not like me or something. The answer is no. The builder is expecting an agent, knows that that's likely to happen, and that they know that they're going to pay an agent. So this is free for you. The builder expects it, and it is helpful to getting the deal done.
Absolutely right. Now, expect that you're going to pay list price for the new construction property because the builder wants to tell the next buyer, oh, everybody's paying full price. There's no negotiating. So what we do is we negotiate upgrades. So or a credit, for example, for finishing out the closets or whatever it is. Maybe you upgrade to a nicer tile, to hardwood floors throughout the bedrooms instead of just in the public areas. There are all kinds of things we can do, and we can help you negotiate through that process.
And that sort of dovetails with the next one. So a lot of people, a lot of builders put the stripped down model as the list price. And then when you ask to pay for, let's say, or ask them to throw in hardwood floors, they will add that to the price. Or you want a much more, I'm going to use the word fancy, hate to use jargon, fancier kitchen, they'll ask you to pay more. And you should expect to pay more because one of the things that you are looking at when you see that list price is really like a car, the stripped down model, and everything else is above.
Absolutely right. Now, lending issues.
Yeah.
When you're buying a new construction, it's not like buying a resale property from a lender's standpoint. Lenders don't want to loan money when less than 75% of the development is not completed, sold, and delivered. So it could be possible that you have to pay a higher interest rate or get a different program when you're buying early on in the development. Sometimes the developer will buy money, so to speak. And so he'll say to you, okay, if you want a loan, you have to go to this bank and they've got this rate and it's really good, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? Sometimes you might have to do that if you're the first one to buy in the development. So again, that's something we can help you with, but we wanted to make you aware that you can't necessarily buy your new construction property from any lender anywhere.
But that said, it's always good to check with another lender. So make sure, vet what they're saying to you. So, and we can put you together with lenders that will give you the, yes, you're getting the best deal from that lender.
Exactly right. One of the things to keep in mind is when you buy new construction, you are buying something brand spanking new with today's aesthetic, which means it's at the top of its game. And so you're paying full price for something that is going to depreciate over time. Right, Kyle? I mean, it's like,
and you think about it. It was designed probably a year or two ago for how people lived a year or two ago, and it is being delivered now. And if anything, we've learned from this COVID era is we now sort of live differently. Right. And so you're buying brand new, and the world has moved on just a little bit. And so, you know, the time when you sell it, you know, 5-10 years from now, it's going to reflect, you know, 2019, 2018 design aesthetic rather than 2025, 26, 27, 28, 29.
Right. Think of it again like a car. I mean, you're buying today's model when you buy new construction. When you go to sell it, it'll be yesterday's aesthetic, yesterday's model. But the benefit is you're buying today's aesthetic today.
Yeah.
Now you're not buying a 2005 looking kitchen. You're buying a 2021 kitchen.
Yes. So on-time delivery. So one of the things when you're buying so new, meaning you go to the lot where they've just started to dig, it's just putting up the foundations, because sometimes you can buy at that point in a development. They say that they're going to deliver on X date, let's say July 2021. Maybe deliver on July 2021, but maybe they won't. So we've got to, and we're ready to help you organize yourself so that you're ready to move in July 2021 or August 2021 or December 2021, whenever it's been delivered. So having somebody who's used to being able to flex and change direction based on what can be delivered is helpful. So that's another reason that you will want an agent to help you in this process.
Absolutely. One other thing to mention, you may be in a home that you are selling, and so you may be closing on it and giving up possession based on a certain date that you think the contract will be done and you'll be ready to move in, and that may not be the case. So there are lots of details that we can help you work through.
A lot of moving parts, lots of moving parts.
Buyers sometimes ask me about inspections, and yes, inspections are totally possible. When I have clients buying new construction, single family homes, I like to get the inspector out there before the drywall goes up. The inspector can look and make sure that the wiring is right, the plumbing is right, that, you know, everything looks like it's supposed to. They'll check the flashing still while things can be fixed, and the roof to make sure that things look right. So absolutely, inspections, depending on the situation, make perfect sense.
And going back to inspections, definitely once, if you're buying at a point when it's fully constructed, but not fully polished, not ready to, like they're adding a few details like door handles and things like that, you want to go in to know what you're getting, and you can say, the dishwasher has been installed in a way that is not exactly code, or those things that they can fix before you move in. Otherwise, you've got to do it.
Right.
Developer contracts are different. The first time I ever helped somebody with new construction, I was surprised by the detail of a contract that is, and I'm a lawyer, detail of a contract that is opaque to a regular human being. And it is written by the builder to benefit
the builder.
And while, if there's ever a dispute, it will be interpreted against the builder because they wrote it and they did it. But there are enough clauses that you will need a real estate lawyer who is used to new construction contracts to go through it to make sure there isn't language that disadvantages you unfairly. And so it is really important to have an agent who's represented people in new construction, and a lawyer who has represented people, buyers in new construction.
Absolutely. Which says your attorney is your friend. It's a good idea to bring an attorney in early in the process and let them go over the contract with you, and they can help you negotiate, help you throughout the process. And if things go awry, and I have known this to be the case, although rare, the people who have purchased in a development may end up suing the developer, in which case the attorney is really your friend.
Yes.
Now, that said, that is rare, very rare.
But it's rare, but it's ugly. And that's why you want to take the care not to go through it.
Exactly.
So another thing that we brokers can help you with is understanding who you're dealing with, who this builder is, their experience, their track record, whether there have been disputes with associations after they've delivered the properties, all of that. You can do some of that yourself, but we also have a network of other brokers who've represented people and can tell you their stories that may not have made it to print. So let us help you vet your builder.
Yeah, and that being said, I have recently on a new construction project asked the builder for references, and we've actually called people who have just moved into other buildings constructed by this developer, and they were able to talk to them, find out what their experience was, and it was very helpful to them in making a purchase decision.
Yeah.
So, if you haven't guessed already, we suggest you use an experienced real estate agent to buy your new construction property. That said, we're not saying use a new construction specialist, because what you really want is someone who can help you understand that property in terms of the greater market area. At some point, you're going to be selling this property. And so, having somebody who can help you anticipate what it's going to be like to sell it as well as to buy it is important.
And somebody who's going to let you know your options. Yes, new construction is fantastic, but there might be something on the resale market that is just as, if not more fantastic, at a better price that you might say, oh, well, okay, I'll do this. So an experienced agent isn't going to just push new construction.
Exactly right. So, Kyle, you want to share the pros and cons? You share the pros of buying new construction.
All righty. So, 1, brand new. No one's touched it. You can choose your own finishes. Think about it. All new mechanicals, new water heater, new furnace, new roof. Today's aesthetic. You're getting today's aesthetic. You don't have to build it yourself. It is there for you. Today's floor plan. It's what everyone wants now. And today's amenities. In some of these bigger developments, oh my gosh, they've invested so much in amenities, and we'll show you some pictures of what those are. Those are all the reasons why new construction is fantastic.
All right, so let's talk about some of the cons of buying new construction. Number 1, you're going to pay probably a higher price per square foot than if you buy a resale property. That's because it's perfect, new, ready out of the box, which is what you're looking for. Keep in mind, though, that number two, that means it's going to be depreciating. You're buying at the highest price it's probably going to be, unless you're going to hold on to it for a very long time and then make improvements again before you sell. Not everything is going to be perfect. You'll probably have a punch list of things that need to be completed once you move in. The property has not been tried out, so to speak. Your interest rate may be higher when you purchase this because you're buying new construction. There is a small risk that the development might fail and you may end up living with rentals as well as buyers, depending on the market and the situation. And the developer may not start you out with strong enough reserves to carry the project. And so there could be some special assessments in the short term as you go through.
Yeah, and so you got to weigh it, just like anything else. You got to weigh it.
Right.
Excellent. So do we want to take a look at a couple of pictures?
Sure.
Let's take a look at a couple of pictures. Okay. So you want to share my, have you got me? You do. Okay. So near North Side examples and Lincoln Park examples. Superior House is in the River North area. And it's at the corner of Superior and Sedgwick, so 366 West Superior. It's got 6 units for sale. The price of the properties remaining on the market are $1.5 million to $2.26. The HOA varies, of course, by the size of the unit and the location of the unit. If it's on the preferred tier, it's going to be higher. If it's on the lower floor, it's going to be lower, etc. There are 3 and 4 bedroom units still available, and you can get up to 2 parking spaces. Very nice. I had buyers who were really interested that it was going to deliver too late for them to get in, but they were so intrigued by the rooftop amenities. There's a lounge with a chef kitchen, fitness center, sun deck, outdoor bar, fire pit, etc. So this is the aesthetic. Beautiful. It was designed by Mike Lee, is that I forget, but very tip-top interior design firm and development firm. So, I mean, it's really quite beautiful, the layout. And they had, I think, I'm trying to, okay, oopsie. This is the lounge. How nice. This is their indoor lounge. You can see on the right-hand or left-hand side of my screen, the outdoor space. Beautiful. And there are workout, there's all sorts of amenities. It's just beautiful. There's no doorman, which when you saw that the HOA was $810 to $1,100 and some change, HOA meaning the assessment, it's because they don't have staff.
Right.
There are few units and they don't have staff. That's why it's so low.
And this is really on trend. People want lovely homes, but they don't want to be paying for amenities that they do not want or need that unnecessarily increase their monthly assessment. So assessments are not tax deductible. So
no, they're not. So then I wanted to give you an example of more achievable new construction. So here's 1517 North Mohawk, number 2. It's a lot of 3 flats, new construction, are like this. They have 1 or 2 duplexes, usually sandwiching a simplex. A simplex is a single floor unit. So this one has a duplex on the bottom and a duplex on the top. So this is the bottom, the duplex down, the first floor and the lower level. The simplex is here, and then up here is a duplex top floor. So the simplex is on the market for just, you know, what a crazy price, $688, $88, it's to get your attention. So just under $700,000. The HOA, very reasonable, $175 a month. There's 1 car garage parking, and it's a detached garage in the back. And you have a 6 by 10 foot private deck. So here is the aesthetic, really pretty. Look at those floors. There's over to the right of the screen, there's a dining area. I just didn't want to give you too many pictures. Nice bedroom looking out over the back deck. And so here's the floor plan, family room, and it's the family and dining area. So it's not huge, but it's 3 bedrooms. Look at that. Small bedrooms, to be sure, of the second and the second and third bedrooms are small, but really nice master bedroom and that pretty back deck in the back.
Talking about design trends, Kyle, I find, and I'm working with somebody right now. Well, actually, I have 2 people who they're single, but they want a 3-bedroom. Don't need 3 large bedrooms. They want one for an office and one for a guest room, and then the master, of course, for them. So this kind of floor plan is right on point for those kinds of buyers. And, it used to be somebody would say, okay, I won't buy anything but a 2-bedroom. Those people are now asking for 3. So this is very much a 2021 type of floor plan.
And it works very much for, as you were saying, a COVID 2021 floor plan, because
Right.
people will be working from home. And some people will have a kid, one child, and that makes a schoolroom.
Exactly right. Right.
An extra bedroom makes a schoolroom. Then, okay, so now we're in Lincoln Park and the Orchard. I don't know if you folks remember Children's Memorial Hospital used to be on Fullerton and Lincoln and Orchard, and it's been raised, and they've developed all different kinds of buildings, including rental buildings. But this is the luxury building, the Orchard. And it's at the corner of Orchard and Fullerton, but it runs all the way pretty much to where Lincoln comes in. So it's a big development. The prices range from the mid millions, so 1.5, to around 3.5 million. The HOAs are very reasonable at $1,100 a month. They have concierge services, which means if you all remember the Ritz-Carlton Chicago property when we talked about that development a couple weeks ago, dog walking, plant watering, all the kinds of things that you might need done for you if you are a traveler or work out of don't work from home, but you need somebody to help maintain your place. They've got exercise rooms, a big roof deck, as you see up at the top. All of that is available. So, okay, I want to move in. Isn't that nice?
They have lovely covered terraces here.
Oh, and big. Look at all that space.
Yeah.
This gives you another example of the kinds of finishes that they've done for these units. Now, because none of these are just stock photos. They aren't showing you what a particular unit looks like because they're delivering it and it's not ready to show. But they will have model units. They just don't have pictures available for us. So these are their beautiful stock units. That's a great looking gym.
Mm-hmm.
So here's another example of a 3-flat, but in Lincoln Park, 2631 North Bosworth. Now this is unit 3. This is a 3-flat that has only one duplex. It's the duplex down in the front. So first floor, the raised first floor and the lower level, and then 2 simplexes. I've chosen to show you the top floor because it has this fantastic roof, top deck. So I did not put the price on here. It was, again, similarly priced to the one that I showed you earlier. It is, the HOA is $220 a month, and there's one garage parking just like the other, the unit on Mohawk. Very similar aesthetic, open kitchen, open space. We'll look at the floor plan in a second. But very handsome. I love these dark blue cabinets. I've got a listing where those cabinets are in it. And I tell you, it's fantastic looking, even in person. Pretty master bedroom. And look at that deck. Look at the view from that deck.
The view beyond, yeah.
So here's the floor plan. You will see that you come up. It's a living room, dining room, open kitchen with a front balcony, which is always nice because, listen, I just go right out there and eat breakfast every day. And then, again, 3 bedrooms, small but not as small, a little bit larger than the one on Mohawk, and then a good sized primary bedroom with 2 big closets. And then the secret weapon, you notice that there's a stairway up. Stairway up takes you to this private roof deck and a little bonus room office that I didn't show you the picture of because I didn't want to waste your time, but it is gorgeous. And who wouldn't want to have that as their little office?
Exactly right. Terrific. So thank you, Kyle. What we'd like to do now is talk to you about buying new construction. We want to summarize all the tips for making new construction perfect for you in your situation. The first thing we want to recommend, choose an experienced agent and bring them to your first visit.
And remember, the agent works for you, but gets paid by the builder, and the builder expects that.
Right. Buying on your own doesn't get you a discount on your purchase price.
Expect to pay list price, but you can get some free upgrades.
And beware of the completion or delivery dates and know that those may change.
Remember, it's a different, bigger, and more complex contract. So get our help and the help of a lawyer.
Home inspections are expected and, in fact, recommended.
Check out the builder or let us do it for you.
Also, we want to help you look at comparable pricing on similar properties so that you know what the value is of the property you're buying.
Let us make the process easier for you. You don't have to do this alone.
Exactly right. So that's our show today, everybody. Hope you picked up a tip or two. We were very happy to share our thoughts on buying new construction in Chicago. Please tune in to watch Ann Rossley, myself, and my dear colleague, Kyle Harvey, next week at 7:30 as we bring you another episode of Monday Morning Coffee with Kyle and Ann.
Have a great week. Bye.